Hi everybody, we're here for July of 2020 doing the Scorpio forecast. And the first thing we did was positive movement forward. And basically that tells me you have done the work that you needed to do in order to get where you're at now. You're being rewarded because you've put the effort in to get where you want to go. And you're moving in a direction that feels right to you. Now, astrologically speaking, we're going to talk about the end of June first, and that's because we have a Jupiter in Capricorn in the third house, conjunct Pluto in Capricorn in the third house. And pretty much that just means you're expanding your communication skills. You have stripped away layers that are no longer working for you. You have done the work, you've changed in order to use your communication skills, and now you're expanding them in a positive light. Now, Uranus in Taurus in the 7th house sextiles the Sun in Cancer in the 9th house. And that pretty much tells me that you have gotten more grounded in your partnerships. You've done a lot of changing because you needed to rid yourself of things that weren't working for you in partnerships. And in the process of doing that, you started using your philosophies and your higher mind and to get where you wanted to go with those partnerships. Now, on the 1st, we have Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn in your 3rd house. And that pretty tells me, with it retrograding back there on the 1st, that you're in the final journey of you and your communication skills. If you have done the work to strip away those layers of being abrupt and abrasive with people while you communicate, then you're going to be rewarded once it leaves this 3rd house, once it moves forward and continues on, and then when it reaches Aquarius, you will be rewarded. But right now, you're still learning those final lessons in how you communicate. You're having to learn how to be more mature in your communications and not let your emotions overtake you. Then on the 4th or the 5th, depending where you're at, we have a lunar eclipse. And that the Sun is in Cancer in your 9th house. And it is opposing the Moon in Capricorn in the 3rd house. And basically that's saying that you're going to have to control your emotions on this day, and in the way that you communicate. It's eclipsing something out of your life, and let's hope it's eclipsing you communicating with others in a way that is more cohesive to who you are now, and not being abrupt with them or being emotional, and it's in a 9th house matter. I mean, you could be being on the internet, on Facebook, or you could be publishing a book, or you could be starting a YouTube channel. You could be doing any of these things, but it's eclipsing a situation out of your life with communications in order for you to go to the next level in your journey. And then the next thing that we have is on the 8th, and you have to remember Mercury is still retrograde. And Mercury is in Cancer in the ninth house. And that's squaring Mars in the sixth house. And basically, you've had to learn how to be more compassionate and use your higher mind to deal with those issues at work or in your health, or it could be to do with a small animal. They crossed your boundaries. Now, I am going to tell you the way this is going to be playing out for me personally as a Scorpio. I am having to take my car into the shop because a possum or a raccoon ran out in front of me, a small animal that crossed my boundary and got aggressive. He ran right out in front of my car and he dented the lower edge of my bumper. So I'm having to take it to the shop to get fixed. But anyway, that's just how on a physical plane that can play out for you. But, just know on a higher level that you're thinking about the way that you communicate with other people as a higher mind, okay, with your emotions. But it is squaring, Mars in that sixth house. So people at work can get aggressive, and you're just going to have to use your higher mind to deal with them. And on the 12th, yay, we have got Mercury going direct. And that will be in your ninth house of Cancer. And you will finally be able to get your mind focused and know where you're going with the ninth house matters, with your philosophies, with broadcasting, with advertising, just all of these things. You'll start to see a pattern and you'll actually know where you're going. That's always a great thing. Then on the 12th still, we have the Sun in Cancer in the ninth house. And that is trining Neptune in Pisces in the sixth house. And basically, that's if you use your higher mind and your philosophies, that's going to help you overcome the illusions that you've painted in your work life and, in your health. Okay. Again, for me, I'm exercising, trying to get back with my health because I've gained some weight and I'm not real happy with what's happened. And I'm getting rid of those illusions by taking action. Okay. And I'm also using my higher mind and my philosophies to overcome a lot of emotional issues that have to do with where I work. Now, again, on the 14th, we have the Sun in Cancer in the ninth house, and that's opposing Jupiter in Capricorn in the third house. And basically, you're using your mind these days, that higher mind of yours, when you're dealing with emotional issues that expand out of control with others in communications. They might flip out and do their little angry thing, but you're just not going there anymore. You're not going to communicate in that manner when people start having their little fits. Now, on the 15th, you have the Sun in Cancer in the ninth house, opposing Pluto in Capricorn in the third house. And again, you're using your higher mind and your philosophies and your beliefs and you're communicating them in a way other people can understand. But at the same time, you're learning from your mistakes and you're stripping away what doesn't work so that you can move forward in this communication endeavor. Now, on the 20th, we have got the sun in Cancer in the 9th house, and that's opposing Saturn in Capricorn in the 3rd house. And again, you're using your mind to deal with the structures that are around you, because you have to keep the communications going. And the structures are communicating in one way, but it's not matching up with your philosophies or your belief system. So you're having to deal with this in a mature manner in the way that you communicate with another. Now, on the 22nd, we've got the sun in Leo going in the 10th house. And you're going to show people your power. You're going to be lighthearted. You're going to be creative, because you find your joy through what you're creating. You know that that's where you get your power, with your creativity. And you love what you do, and it shows. And then on the 27th, we have Jupiter in the 3rd house sextiling Neptune in the 6th house. And it says that basically communication's going to expand for you. You could even be traveling the neighborhood and, communicate with your neighbors, things of that nature. And you're going to be communicating in your philosophies, or literally you could be taking a walk to better your health is another way. But you're going to be seeing your communications going in a positive direction, because you have decided not to be emotional in your communications anymore, and to use your mind before you speak. And then on the 27th, again, we have Venus in Gemini in the 8th house squaring Neptune in Pisces in the 5th house. And basically, that you've had to destroy the scars that you've been living with, that you inherited from childhood. You had to get rid of those illusions because they're no longer working. It could also mean that you're also somebody with a dual personality wants to argue with you over your creative endeavors, or your child, rules 5th house, has a bunch of illusions he or she is trying to give to you, and it's expanding, the issues of the 8th house there, those scars. And this is something you're going to have to get over, because, our child or the person that we date, it leaves scars on us, when they have a dual personality and they do one thing and say another. But we survive and we grow and we move on, and that's exactly what you've done. Now, on the 27th, we have Mercury in Cancer in the 9th house, and that's squaring Mars in Aries in the 7th house. And that just basically telling me that your thoughts on your philosophies or the way that you're communicating or traveling isn't in perfect alignment with your partnerships. There's an issue that you're going to have to overcome with a partnership that, you know, has to do with your belief system and their actions. You aren't aligned with the actions that they're taking because of your beliefs. But anyway, if I could say anything to you, you're moving in a positive direction. You're leaving the scars behind you. You are dealing with what you need to deal with to grow in a positive way and to communicate with people in a positive way. So, you know, others can't make you react emotionally anymore. So you have a great July, and I will talk to you next month. Bye.